how to leverage the right tools to be super effective as a business coach. That's what we're talking about today. Now, last night we had a wild ride with storms here in the South. Now we live in the Nashville, Tennessee area. And man, it was just one alert after the other, one alert after the other. Tornado watches to tornado warnings, to severe thunderstorms, to tornado warnings, watches all night long from about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning all the way through this morning. My wife and I talk about preparedness, and being prepared is the first big storm that we've had this year, and just, the plan that should we ever have to have, we've never have had to, but should you have a bad storm, and certainly an unfortunate event like a tornado, what's the plan? And so as I this morning processed that word preparedness, and as I process the word leverage, okay, it brings me to this point about strategy. And as business coaches, you need to just fall in love and hug this word strategy and hug this word leverage, because it changes everything when you do it. Okay. So yesterday we had a mastermind with all of our business coach mastery clients, our coaches on our team. And we talked about this very thing on how to utilize tools, that being AI tools, to prepare us on how to develop really, really good message frameworks, so that every conversation that we have, every interaction that we have, no matter if it's on the phone, an email, in person, whatever, we are strategic all the way to the core, and it's concise the way we say it, long ways, short ways. It's all the same message at the end of the day. At least the prospect and the client is feeling a certain thing, because we are super fine with our words, our message, our conversations. So how does this work for you? If you've never done it before, it doesn't cost you anything as well. So you can use any AI tool, ChatGPT, Gemini, Gronk, Meta AI. There's bunches of them are out there, right? I surf between Chat and Gemini myself. But let's say that you're going to go, and this is the application to it. Let's say that you're going to go to a networking event. I'm going to give you two different examples, and in those examples, then you can use those examples no matter what you're doing. Let's say you're going to go to a networking event. Just a standard business networking event, could be some type of event there in your local community through the Chamber of Commerce, maybe or whatever. And now here's the mistake that a lot of people make, is they just go with no thought, no just processing, what's my purpose, what's my plan, what do I want to get out of this. They just go, they show up, connect with a couple of people. Well, when you do that a number of times, here's what we've always seen. Somebody says, I tried the networking thing. Well, it didn't really get anything out of it. Well, you didn't get anything out of it because you weren't strategic about it. You weren't prepared. You didn't have a plan as to what you wanted to actually achieve. So here's how you can use AI to solve that problem. Number one, and you want to talk to AI. I know it's kind of strange, but you want to talk to AI in a very conversational way, almost like a human. And the more you feed it, those are called prompts. The more you feed it, the better results that you're going to get from it. Okay. So this is what you'd say. Okay, I would like you to develop a strategy for me of going to a business networking event. All right. You would continue with that prompt. I'm going to be connecting with potential prospects or with those in the room that have a network that I would like to get introduced to those networks of the people that they know. My ultimate purpose is to eventually, through either an extended network or those that are in the room, is to find prospects to help me grow my business coaching practice. My current elevator pitch is, you would give it the elevator pitch and go from there. I would like to walk away with several different names that I can follow up with. So there's a version, right? And you can iterate that in your own way. But the point is you want to give it some meat, but you want to ask for a strategy. All right. When you do that, and it's going to feed back to you different ways that you can interact. And then you want to simply begin to have a little bit of a conversation with it. Let's say that it feeds the strategy to you, says, here's what you can do, whatever. Then you could say, I like this, add some more questions based upon the types of comments I could get from business owners. For instance, I typically meet businesses at this event that usually are around $1 million and less in annual revenue. Again, I'm just using that as an example. What are the types of questions I could ask a business size like that? And you can just keep going on and on and on. And what you're going to get is a strategy on how to, we did this yesterday in our mastermind. It literally said from the handshake. In other words, if I'm connecting with somebody I've never met before at all, and I'm going to shake the hand, it literally told us how to shake the hand, how to interact with them, the kind of questions to ask for, things to listen to. It's really fascinating. And while some of that's intuitive, right? Some of that you probably know, but are you prepared to actually follow a process? Are you prepared to follow a plan? I would just encourage you, don't care how long you've been coaching, maybe you've never coached before, you're just curious about learning. This is the kind of stuff you want to be able to do, is to have a strategy. Second example, let's say that you're going to go to get coffee with a newer prospect that you've met through a friend or a colleague or a friend, but there's been a mutual connection. Let's say that friend, or excuse me, that prospect rather, owns a pretty decent sized tool rental company. You go to AI, you're going to say, I've been introduced to a business owner who owns a tool rental company in my community through a mutual friend. I'm going to have coffee with them, and the purpose of the meeting is just to get connected more, to find out, maybe for me at least, can I help them where they're at? Are they looking to grow? Are they looking to scale? And you could ask, what are the top 3 to 5 challenges that tool rental companies face? Give me questions that are typically around those challenges. Then you could ask, give me 5 solid questions to ask a prospect about their business, just for the purpose to get to know them. Then last, you would say, this is the big part. I want the prospect to feel, magnetized and drawn to me as a strategist. I want them to experience this moment to where they're like, okay, this person is very strategic. They're a guide in the business community, liking what I'm hearing, like what I'm feeling. Some of that's psychological, but you're wanting the AI tool to essentially draw up questions that are around this concept of you being viewed and seen a certain way, so that if you believe there's a fit, to make an invitation to them to go to the next step. In our process, that's an assessment that we do. It's pretty cool. We're using some proprietary software for to be able to find a significant financial impacts in the business. Super interactive. That's what we use. Whatever that next step would be, that'd be the point. Here's what I want to convey to you ultimately, is that the more you feed and the AI tool through the word prompt, the better you're going to get with strategy, the better you're going to get with your messages, the better you're going to get with sales copy, the better you're going to get with how to write an email, the better you're going to get that shake that hand. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Don't assume that you know everything. Don't assume that you've got it figured out. This is a way to level up. You've been coaching for a while. Guess what? You can use AI to truly level up and get better at the relationship building game. That is the bedrock of success for a coach. The more relationships you have, the more people are talking about you, the more people that are referring you, that is a huge part of being not just successful, but sustainable in hitting your goals. So there you go. If you've never done it before, just use the free version of ChatGPT or Gemini. If you're familiar with using tools like that, get better at making the prompts longer and going at multiple levels in the conversation style to really get what you want. And the more you do it, you're going to find more and more and more. And ask for strategy. That's a word that it's not used enough in building frameworks and messages and sales copies and emails and all the things. Give me a strategy. I want the prospect to recognize me as a strategist. Okay. Hope that helps. At any point in time, the more you do it, the better you get at it, the more you get out of it. Until next time, take care.